guys are having a great week so far. So I've got a joke to start off our lesson with. What kind of shoes do chickens wear? Reebok, bok, bok, bok. I think that one's my best one so far. Anyways, so today we are going to talk about flipping our lids. Now, last week we talked about managing our emotions, and this kind of fits in with it. So I think when someone uses that phrase, flipping your lid, many people think automatically that means someone is super angry. But actually, that's not what it means exactly. When we're talking about flipping our lid, we're talking about just feeling emotionally dysregulated. It could be anxiety, it could be anger, it could be sadness, it could be any kind of challenging emotion that has just kind of reached its full height for us. And everybody at different moments flips their lid. Everyone. We all have moments where we feel anxious or angry or sad or confused, whatever it may be. We all have those moments. So it's super important for us to figure out how we can manage our emotions, and especially in those moments when we feel like we're going to flip our lid. So, last week we talked about slow, deep breathing. We talked about grounding skills using our five senses. We talked about using a support system. I think another healthy coping skill to managing our emotions and to prevent us from getting to a point of flipping our lid is using positivity or gratitude. And we're going to talk about that more in depth as we get closer to Thanksgiving. But I do think it's super important to kind of focus each day by trying to find one positive thing in our life or in our day that we got to experience. And remember, that helps us remember that not everything is all bad. There's actually some good going on. And so our brain is something that helps us manage flipping our lid. We have our upstairs brain, we have our downstairs brain, and they all have their little pieces that they help us with to manage our choices, manage our emotions, and all of those really great things. And so I want you guys to watch this video to learn a little bit more about how to recognize when you might be close to flipping your lid. But one thing that I think is super important for you guys to be thinking about is when you are getting to that point of flipping your lid, that means our emotions are really high. What do you notice in your physical body? What kind of sensations, what kind of feelings do you have in your physical body when your emotions are super high? For example, some people, when they're feeling really anxious, their stomach hurts, they feel nauseous, they might have a headache. Sometimes when we feel angry or anxious, our whole body gets really tight. Our muscles and our neck and our shoulders especially get tight. But when we're frustrated and angry, we might be sitting, clenching our fists, not even realizing it, that we're clenching our fists or that we're picking at something, whether our skin or our pencil or our notebook or something. So our body gives us indications, gives us warnings, lets us know that we're experiencing something that we need to pay attention to and that we need to address, because our body and our brain helps us know when to react and how to protect ourselves. And sometimes it might seem so overwhelming and so intense. And so it makes it super important that you try and learn what your physical signals are and what your mental kind of indicators are that let you know early on that you're starting to feel anxious or you're starting to feel frustrated or you're starting to feel sad. There are little things that happen along the way, a shift in the way that we're thinking and the thoughts that we're thinking, a shift in how we feel in our physical bodies, a shift in how responding to people around us. There's little shifts throughout those things that give us insight and warning about where we might be emotionally. Now, I'll say the majority of the time we're fine, but sometimes there's just weeks, there's days where we just are struggling. We're on the struggle bus, and we all have been there, and we all experience that. That's why we need to build a great support system, because we can't do this by ourselves. We need the support of people who are healthy and balanced and wise to surround ourselves with. So let's watch this video about our brain and how it helps us know when we're flipping our lid. And I want you at the end of the video to think about and talk about as a class, what are physical sensations or experiences that you have to let you know that you're experiencing some intense emotions and that you're getting close to flipping your lid. And if you practiced any of those healthy coping skills that we talked about last week, grounding skills, slow, deep breathing, utilizing your support system, I want you to share that. I want you to share if you used any other healthy coping skills. So there's lots that we can kind of talk about from this. I hope you guys have a great day. Watch this video, and I hope you learn some new stuff. Thanks.
Action to something and not known why. Here's a way to help you understand your brain and manage your behaviour. The hand model of the brain. The bottom of your hand represents the brainstem and is involved with the automatic physical processes that keep us alive, like breathing and our heart rate. Your thumb is your limbic system, and with your brainstem forms part of your emotional brain. This helps you to manage and understand your feelings and stress responses. The outside of your hand and fingers are your cortex, or your thinking brain. When the thinking and emotional brain work together, it's easier to manage your emotions, talk with others, and problem solve. But if you feel surprised, unsafe or scared, your emotional brain takes immediate action. It can act much faster without working with your thinking brain, so you flip your lid. If you're in real danger, acting fast can help keep you safe, and that's really important. And then when the danger has passed, your lid comes back on. Your thinking brain is back in control. But sometimes we flip our lids when we don't need to. How we think and behave isn't helpful. You can practice putting your lid back on by breathing slowly or by spending time with someone you trust. This tells your emotional brain you are safe, and it can work with your thinking brain again. Now your whole brain can help you manage your behaviour and your feelings.